What's up YouTube, it's Game75 here today. We're playing Sakura Succubus 5. They have finally made this series, the 5th one to this series. Because before, they was going to abandon this whole game at first, but now they brought it back. And here we are, Sakura Succubus 5. Now, let's get started. Oh boy, I can't wait to see my favorite characters in here. The atmosphere is so thick and tense you could cut it with a knife. All 5 of us, Marina, Hazel, Cosmos, you and I, are sitting on a plush leather couch in Marina's living room. Our eyes are fixed on the TV screen. There, depicted upon the widescreen TV, is the missing member of my succubus harem. Well, one of my missing members, Yamamoto Hifumi. As popular actress, it's not uncommon to see her reruns of Hifumi's movies playing out on its various TV channels. But the Hifumi I'm observing right now isn't playing a role. Well, I suppose she is playing a role in so much as she's pretending to be a human, while in actuality, she's a succubus. It's a long story, but that's a minor detail. The Hifumi on the screen isn't pretending to be a curtain scene or a blushing bride or princess, though, come to think of it, she was supposed to be ascend to the throne of the succubus realm, but before she passed the buck onto Yui. Hifumi is acting instead of as nobody other than herself. She's wearing the same beige kimono she so softly favors, and her dark hair hangs loosely about her slender shoulders. Her eyes, which are carefully made up, are narrow in the concentration, and from Mount Yoshino. What the hell? Hifumi leans forward quicker than blinking. Her graceful, elegant fingers smack against a card lying on the tatami mat, which goes flying, arcing through the air like a leaping fish. The cards that Hifumi busy striking are Karuta cards. Each card is inscribed with a piece of poetry, which corresponds to the poems being recited by the reciter. Hifumi, in addition to being an actress, is also a competitive Karuta player. She held onto the prestigious title of Queen for 4 years running, a title she's defended rigorously from all challengers in the annual championship tournament, which takes place in Shiga. This tournament is a kind of a big deal in the Karuta world. Right now, it's being broadcast on live TV. Marina, who's always been close to Hifumi, invited me alongside the other members of my succubus in entourage to watch Hifumi compete in the finals. Hifumi's beaten all of her other opponents thus far, in truly graceful showing, hardly seeming to break so much as a sweat. Now, she only has one opponent left to defeat. She win. She'll secure her hold on the title of Queen for the 5th year in a row. The competition is nearing its late stages right now. There aren't many cards left in play. Hifumi's taking more cards. Oh shoot. I didn't mean to skip that. Oh no. But let's go. If Hifumi gets careless and makes any mistakes, her opponent might be able to claw back enough points to best her. Hifumi's opponent who battled a string of challengers on her own simply to sit across from Hifumi on the tatami floor is no slouch herself. She's working hard to try and close the gap between them, but by Oi Mountain. Once more, Hifumi claims another card. The Glistering Dew. There! And another. Hifumi really is on fire. She's doing so well, I'm starting to feel a little sorry for her opponent. Not, I suppose, that her opponent deserves my sympathy. I'm not entirely sure if she appreciated it, either given her exalted status. Hifumi might be a popular actress renowned across Japan for her portrayals of a sensitive, suffering woman, but her opponent is by no means less famous. In fact, in many respects, I think her opponent might be an even bigger deal than Hifumi is. And a stunning twist of fate, Hifumi's opponent is not, in fact, Japanese, as one might expect when it comes to a traditional Japanese game like Karuta, but European. Oh, who's this? The woman who faces Hifumi staring intently at the cards has pale skin, almost milky white, and very fair blonde hair. She's none other than Stefanian Sophia Maria Isabella of Astoria. Now that's a mouthful A genuine, legitimate princess who hails from Astoria. Ooh. Astoria is a smallish country that borders Germany and the Netherlands. It's known for its verdant forest, its fairly cold climate, particularly in winter, and its charming fairy tale-like architecture. The country boasts about 3 million residents, which makes it even more sparsely populated than Denmark. It's not a big country by any means, but it's not completely unheard of. I know a little about it in passing, though granted I did wind up doing a bunch of research about it on my phone just now. After discovering that Hifumi's opponent in this game is the princess of said country, I never knew, for example, that Astoria's capital was called Rosenberg, or that it's primarily an export of its textiles. But I'm getting off topic here. I should be focusing on Hifumi's competition rather than researching a small, little-known European country. I pray for Hifumi's string of good luck to hold yet. Flower petals are... Oh! This time, the princess is able to swipe her card from Hifumi's side of the field. She takes it, scattering other cards in her wake, then beams brightly. I did it! I finally did it! Alright, I'm going to make it a proper comeback now. Just you wait, Yamamoto Hifumi. I have not dedicated hours of my life to learning the arts of Karuta for nothing. I might be trailing behind you at the present, but this small victory should secure my eventual triumph. Yeah, I guess I should have figured out she'd laugh like that. It must come with the territory given. Stefania's princess and all. Really though? It's impressive Stefania's Japanese is so faultless. I can understand her just as well as I would a native. She must have been studying. As far as I'm aware, Japanese isn't a widely spoken language in Astoria. I believe their national language is Dutch, though German doesn't lag too far behind. I can't speak a lick of Dutch or German myself, but I can't imagine they shared that many similarities with Japanese. Stefania is at an obvious disadvantage in this tournament. Given the language barrier, Karuta, unlike chess, is a game that relies heavily upon language. To be good at it in any capacity, you first got to memorize a lot of old Japanese poems, then listen to them as they're recited back to you. I wouldn't be able to memorize all the poetry on Karuta cards, and I studied some of these poems back in high school. Stefania must be serious about Karuta to have poured so much time and effort into obscure sport. Karuta is not even that popular in Japan, let alone European. I'm impressed. Stefania is the clear underdog in this competition, but still, she's given it her all. Now I wonder who wants to see win the most. This is gonna be hard. Actually, you know, it's not any hard, but you know, I obviously want one person to win between this. Hifumi. That should go without saying. Obviously, since I'm close to Hifumi, I want her to emerge as a victory. I can't exactly root for Stefania, not when I hardly know her. Still, Stefania is working very hard. She's determined to score a victory from the jaws of defeat. Yet, the 8-fold cherry. There, Hifumi reaches out and smacks a card into the air with a dramatic flourish. Hifumi's expression as she adds this winning card to her piles is one of composed, quiet confidence. Stefania's early victory must have been a fluke. Hifumi must seem determined now to halt her efforts in occurring further points. Hifumi and Stefania's fierce competition continues to wear on, but alas, over Mika's plane. Hey, Hifumi's right arm swoops down as she knocks aside yet another card. Hifumi's movements are so swift, Stefania had took her scarcely any time to react. One moment, the game was still up in the air, the winner undecided. Now, however, Hifumi has taken so much an overwhelming advantage, it'd be impossible for Stefania to best her. Hifumi has taken too many cards. She won. That was a wonderful game. Hifumi speaks thus, with a gentle smile like that of a freshly picked flower. Thank you for indulging me, Your Highness. You put up a formidable fight, but in the end, you were not able to oust me from my position. Still, I admire your efforts. I look forward to playing against you again sometime. Should that prove to be agreeable for you, of course. What? Oh my. Damn thick thighs down there, you see, huh? Stefania stares at Hifumi's, her eyes wide as goose eggs, still kneeling upon the tatami Her expression is one of a blank disbelief. For several seconds before, at long last, the knowledge of her loss sinks in. Her lower lip begins to quiver. I worried briefly that Astoria's princess might begin to brawl on live television, but instead, that was incredible. I can see why you have been the ring queen of Karuta for so many years, Miss Yamamoto. I am in awe before your talents, which far eclipse my own. As irritating as this loss is, I will accept it in good faith. I am glad if I had to be bested, so it was by your expert hands. Miss Yamamoto, no, mistress. Mistress? Oh. Look at her face. Now she's like, what? You call me mistress, bitch? Uh-oh. Stephania kneels before Hifumi then cries. Would you do me the great honor of letting me study under you as your apprentice? I fear I will never improve if I practice on my own with your guidance. However, there may yet to be hope for me. Please, I beg you, let me be your pupil. My pupil? Hifumi examines Stephania, her expression one of the bemusement. I've never been before taken on my any studies students. Not when it comes to Karuta. At least I am purely self-taught, you see, and I fear I might have be the best teacher. Nonsense! I'm sure there can be no better teacher in all Japan. No, in all of the world. The manner in which you play Karuta is truly incredible, as the way you conduct yourself. You are a lovely Japanese beauty, and despite your immense talent, you are not as all boastful. You are sweet, humble, and gracious. In other words, you could be no better teacher. Not when it comes to the glorious game of Karuta. Mistress, please it might be unseemly for a person such as I to beg, but I shall do so regardless. That is how high I hold you in my esteem. Well, I never. Hifumi shakes her head. I did not imagine you would proposition me so, dear Stephania, but if you would go to such great lengths, I shall consider it. First, however, would you rise from the tatami? I feel somewhat awkward having you prostrate yourself before me hence. You've no need to grow at my feet. I am no goddess. You are like a goddess to me, though goddess of Karuta. Still, I must apologize if my hastiness has made you uncomfortable. I am not accustomed to talking to people. Giggling shyly, Stephania rearranges herself so she's kneeling once again. So what do you think? Would you be willing to come to Astoria so you might teach me? I know this is a fearful imposition upon your time and upon your patience, so I will not demand too much of you. 2 weeks would suffice. Would you be opposed to the idea? 2 weeks is, in and of itself, quite a long time. But my schedule as of late has been rather light. I do not have any pressing obligations upon my time right now. In light of your enthusiasm, I would be more than happy to train you. Yes, thank you so much, mistress. You're the best. But Ifumi's eyes harden. I do have one condition. A condition? Indeed. Ifumi nods and says, if I am to stay with you in the story for 2 weeks, I must ask that you allow my beloved partner to escort me. You have a partner, mistress? Indeed I do. I kept this a secret for several months, not wishing to embroil him in a public scandal, but I care for him so I fear I cannot keep this knowledge to myself a moment longer. I am in long-lasting, loving relationship with a kind man, a few years younger than I am. A man called, I have a bad feeling about this. She's gonna say my name. I know where this is going, even before the fatal words leave Hifumi's lips. Ogasawara Hiroki. Yep, I called it. And she even threw in my family name for goodness measure, so there can be no confusion. Thanks, Hifumi, thanks a lot. I care for Hiroki intensely, yet my work as an actress often means we cannot spend much time with one another. I was hoping to take advantage of my light schedule and spend more time with him, but I will not be able to do this if I am to go to Astoria. This can all be rectified. However, if you will extend your invitation to my beloved, if he is allowed to accompany me upon this trip, then I shall have no reservations. I adore my darling, you see, and I want only to be with him. Hiroki is my life and my love. And without him, I am nothing. Oh. Well, you see, okay, let me explain. Oh my gosh, did you guys just hear that? Ayu stares at the TV screen, her eyes wide with shock. Her hands are clenched at the front, and her teeth are gritted. Am I taking pills? Somebody please tell me this isn't a delusion. Or wait, maybe you should tell me it's a delusion. Say I've contracted some mysterious disease. I'd rather be addled in the brain than accept this. What? Oh, Cosmos, who looks a little perturbed by Ayu's antics, but only a little. I think at this point she must have been used to Ayu's outbursts. Shifts closer to our resident idol, then rests a hand on her head. Don't worry, Ayu. Hifumi never said that Haruki was her beloved. She never said she wanted to go on vacation to a store with him either. You're insane. Your brain is broken. Next, you'll start scratching your neck, and you'll hear a creepy voice in your head repeatedly saying, "I'm sorry." Then you'll get a baseball bat hand. Alright, that's enough from you. She's like, enough with the talk. I'm tired of you. Ayu grabs a hold of Cosmo's head and roughly pushes her away. I know you're trying to console me in your own weird way, but it's not really working. I have eyes and ears which are fully functional, thank you very much, and I know I'm not crazy. Hifumi really did just come out and position my cameraman live on air, no less. Doesn't she have any shame? I don't know if she positioned me exactly. It's not like she said anything inappropriate. I'm trying to smooth things over before Ayu's temper can come to boil, but I think it might be too late for that. Ayu turns, almost slapping Cosmos in the face with one of her pigtails, and fixes me with a deadly glare that will put Medusa herself to shame. God damn. God damn. Well, you would think of that. It's well and good for you sitting here being adored by a woman all across the country, but please think about how I feel. It's not nice, you know, having my cameraman being wooed by this wicked hussy live on TV. I think wicked hussy is going a bit far. It's good to see Hazel. This is like the Taisho era. You've got to be more accepting, Ayu. Why should I, when Hifumi judges like she's from that time period? If she's going to conduct herself like a lady, she ought to act like one. There's a bit of a gap between her in appearance and her actions, true, but I think that's part of Hifumi's appeal. She looks like a flower, but she stings like a bee. Men go crazy for that kind of thing. That is indeed true. Though Hifumi acts demure and elegant, she gives no quarter, not when she desires something. Good to see her too. She's experienced in the art of love. But I suppose that's ought to be expected. She was supposed to be the queen of the Succubus realm before her abdication. For all her demure charms, she is really quite fury. Oh please. Ayu rolls her eyes. Don't spell all this BS like I'm not fully aware of it. I know Hifumi can't be trusted. She's the worst. Hard for me, Ayu collapsed back on the couch. She's grabbed a hold of one of the cushions and holds it to her chest, squeezes it hard as though she means to rupture it. This pisses me off. I don't get why the rest of you aren't getting more worked up. Hifumi basically confessed to Hiroki on TV. Now everybody knows how she feels. Oh my gosh, literally everybody. If by literally everybody you mean all the people in Japan who were watching this Karuta match, Hazel smiles abashed while scratching her cheek with her index finger. Which, judging by the fact this is Karuta and all can't be too many people, it's not super popular. I doubt all that many people would have heard her confession. The precise figures doesn't matter. It's the principle of the thing that isn't this way too blunt. She's obviously trying to get one up on us, that snake. Ayu stabs a finger at the TV screen while quivering in self-righteousness rage. She looks so pissed off about this series of events, even her pigtail seems to be twitching. I hope she's not about to blow a gasket, whatever the gasket is. I mean, hey, it's part of a car, you know. It's in there. I dealt with it so many times. Marina's living room is very expensive looking, and scrubbing up a bit of a distraught overwrought. Ayu from plush carpets sounds like a nightmare. I mean, this is a nice place. We're supposed to be sisters, if not through blood, then through our bonds. As fellow Succubi and the members of Hiroki's harem, we can't joke about being one of another's backs. Sheesh. This is seriously low. I'll never forgive Hifumi for this, not ever. So you say, Hazel grins, but aren't you still calling her by her cute nickname? Oh shit. She's angry. Ayu pulls a face, then crosses her arms. Well, that shouldn't be expected. I'm cute, so of course I talk cutely even when I'm angry. I mean, literally, you're Tsundere, so pretty much you look pretty cute when you're angry. Oh man, I'm as adorable as gosh darn Button. I'm so sweet, in fact, I sometimes scare myself. Sure. Hazel snickers. I get being upset by this. I'm surprised myself, but don't you think you're being a little hypocritical? What, how? You and Hiroki went off alone together when we were staying at your house in the summer. I don't know what you were doing, Cosmo smiles. But can I guess I'm not stupid? Oh yeah. Ayu Haram's still scowling. What do you know about Hiroki and me? Anyway, you want to be cat girl? You have hairballs for brains. I don't think you could reason your way out of a paper bag. It's true, I'm not very smart. I must say Cosmos is taking these slight against her IQ remarkably well. I guess this must be something else she used too. But I am a succubus. I know what men and women get up to when they're on their own, but like Hiroki a lot. So I'm so sure you had a lot of fun together. What? No, I don't like Hiroki. Not that much, at least. Stop being a... You do like me, come on now. But you like him a bit. Well, I think you must like him just a little bit. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so upset right now. Well, that is true. She do like me though, but she doesn't want to spit it out. That's the thing. That's what my detective intuition is telling me, at least. My, what a clever little detective you are. Marina titters. You would put a certain distinguished gentleman from 221B Baker Street to shame. Is that really an actress? I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm just kidding. Huh? Cosmo knows wrinkles. I don't know anything about Baker Street. I live in Rapunki. So much for being smart, I guess. Does she really not get that reference? Well, given Eraser Brain is her favorite movie, I guess she only knows about niche, weird forms of media. Really though. Ayu turns her attention back to TV, her eyes narrowed. This is beyond the pale. How dare Hifumi announce her feelings like that? She might as well have proposed. I've never made my relationship with Hiroki public. What gives her the right to go blabbing about it? Well, it's not like there's anything stopping you from talking about it. You could fess up if you really wanna, but Hazel grins. You're an idol, Ayu. And while I don't know much about your industry, I do know your fans would be happy if they knew you were freaking out over some guy other than them. That tanked your career quicker than you could say sunk my battleship. Oh yes, she's talking facts right here. This is true. Idols aren't allowed to fall in love, but actors like Hifumi have no such stipulations written into their contracts. And comes to think of it, neither do I. I would surely court a few curious stares if I were to be seen wandering through the streets with my darling Hiroki. But it wouldn't spell the end of my career. Being a self-made woman is truly wonderful. I don't need to cater to the expectation of hundreds upon thousands of fans. Ooh, same seas. I'm allowed to date whoever I want to. Ayu grits her teeth together. She looks so pissed off. I'm afraid she really might explode. Ayu? Cosmo looks at Ayu anxiously at her bro phone. Are you alright? No, I'm not alright. I've never been less alright in my life. I feel like I'm this close to going completely postal. Oh dear. Oh no. I'm getting the hell out. Cosmo sighs. It looks like this has upset you, but please, don't worry. I'm here. You can talk to me. You aren't the only one has to hide your feelings for Hiroki. I'm not. No. Cosmo shakes her head. I can't tell any of my fans about him either. We're in the same situation, so I understand how you must feel. Keeping my love secret is painful, but that makes the time I can spend with Hiroki even more precious. Just don't lose sight of your love for Hiroki. Love will always save the day. Oh, shut up. Ayu looks away, her face on fire. It's not like I love Hiroki or anything. Really, I couldn't care less what he does or where he goes out with. I just didn't expect a filmman to talk about him and is all, much less invite him out on a trip. I want to go on a trip too, but I can't. I've been too busy working. It's all so unfair. All fair in love and war, Ayu. The sooner you learn that, the better. You really are a child. Marina tuts. But I suppose I can't blame you. You are one of the youngest among us. Among us. Sus. I wouldn't scold you for your poor conduct, but I will ask you to try and compose yourself. You're not behaving in a manner befitting of a succubus. Yeah. Ayu rolls her eyes. I'll try to behave, mother. See to it that you do. Now, Hiroki. What the? Just call her mother? Maria looks to me while smiling genuinely, her lips daubed in matty makeup. We've all heard what Ayu thinks about this arrangement, but what of you? Are you interested in going to a story with Hifumen? Now that's quite the query. Am I interested in going away with Hifumen? Well, I still have a bunch of work to do in Japan, and it wasn't all that long ago I went gallivanting off the holiday with my entourage of the succubus babes. If I weren't any employee, I bet my boss would balk at such suggestion. I've been pretty pally with my boss lately, though thanks to my newfound relationship with all these superstars. It's no secret in the office that I'm buddy-buddy with Watatsuki Marina, the famous businesswoman. It's common knowledge that I stayed at the hot spring resort with her a while back, and she invited me along to a plushy charity ball held by social elite. I've gotten my foot into a lot of doors. Thanks to Marina, I've had the chance to scope out all the fancy events I'd otherwise never be able to even dream of glimpsing, much less participating in. The sales of Sakura Weekly have gone through the roof since my relationship with Marina began. My boss owes much of paper success to me, so he's been very lenient with my time off and my holidays. I had a pretty big pay raise recently, and I'm thinking about moving it out of my cruddy apartment. Things are looking up for me. Exceedingly fortunate. Though I do fear, whenever I enter the office, that my malcontent co-workers might band together and lynch me. They do an even worse job of hiding their jealousy than Ayu does. Oh well, I've heard it said that all men whose wind up making enemies is parcel and of the whole fame and fortune. Things people get jealous get jealous. It's inevitable. I'll be certain to make even more enemies if I go to a story with Hifumi, but it's too late to worry about that now. I could use a break from office politics. I do want to spend time with Hifumi. More, I've never been to a story before. I'm pretty curious about it, and I'd like to take some photos too. Maybe some of them could be used for articles in Sakura Weekly. I'll get to relax, but I'll also be doing a bit of work on the side. It's a great bargain. Feel pretty bad for Ayu. I know she's been angling to spend more time with me herself, but yeah, I think I will. Hifumi's offer is, it'd be rude to turn her down, you know. I don't know if everything will pan out just yet, but I'd like to go, you know. It's much fun. I thought you might say that. You sounded like a true gentleman. A gentleman? Ha! Ayu snorts. Gentleman and my cute plush butt. I know what you really after, so you're so transparent. Why don't you go jump into an open fire? Okay, Ayu's obviously in a bad mood, so I'll ignore her. That's kind of tricky given how much space her voluptuous pigtails take up. But I'll do my best. Tsundere. Fortunately, Marina's next comment makes this a lot easier. Speaking of the story, I myself been planning a trip there for the last several months. Oh yeah, I didn't know about that. Indeed, I'm looking into an open few shops in the country capital and have been attending any number of online conferences to turn this into a reality. There's only so much one can do online. However, to cinch this ideal, I will need to venture to a story in person. It is easier to move my money while standing face to face with your investors. It inspires more confidence and, above all else, shows sincerity. Perhaps we could go to a store together, Hiroki. You and I, Hifumi too. Huh? That would be lovely. Hey, don't forget about me. I'm actually meant to go to a store at the start of the next month. You are? Yep, there's a tennis championship happening there that you just couldn't pass up. I've been entering into it since like early June. I've been sweating buckets, getting ready, practicing my swings and all. I'm on a pretty good form or so. My trainer reckons and I should be able to smash it. But I'll do an even better job on the court. I'm sure if you're there with me, Hiroki, to cheer me on. Doesn't that sound great? We can all go to a store together. Well now, isn't this a charming string of coincidences? Marina beams. Had no idea about your plans, Hazel. But I see no need to why you shouldn't travel with us. We are all friends after all. Ah, jeez. I will be more than happy for you to join our entrouts, although... Here Marina's expression darkens. If you cause any complications, Hazel, I will not hesitate to punish you. Am I making myself plain? Very... Hazel laughed awkwardly while toying with her hair. I still remember how crazy your punishments can be. I don't want to get on your bad side, so I'll behave, I promise. Good to see you too. See it that you do. And nothing will go awry. Now, beaming anew, Marina claps her vernucular hands together. I am quite looking forward to this trip. This should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I bet it will be for you guys, at least. At least you calm down. I'm so happy you all get to go and have fun with Hiroki while I'll be stuck in Japan getting ready for my upcoming tour. I mean, hey, at least you go make some big money as we're gone. It must be nice having so much free time. We don't be free though. I've got a tour, like I said, and Marina's doing some business deal or another. I know, I get it. I heard you. I don't doubt you'll be working, but it's not like you'll be busy all the time, right? You'll have some time off, and when you do, you'll get to cuddle up with Hiroki and whisper sweet nothing in his ear. You get to go on dates and eat sweets and watch sunset at night. It's Ayu's expression twists, and angrily, she's clenched her hands at her front. Oh, it's not fair when I want in the action. Why do I always get left out? The universe must be playing some kind of mean joke on me. Yeah, because you're subject to Tsundere. Was I born under an unlucky star? Why things have to turn out like this? Oh. It's alright, Ayu, don't be sad. Smiling angelically, Cosmos takes a hold of Ayu's hands and peers into her face. I won't be going to the story yet, either I can't. I suppose I'd be appearing in the Vertigo show at the end of next week. I have a few commercials lined up that I need to film too. I like to ignore my responsibilities and spend time for Rookie, but Cosmos sighs. I can't do that. I don't want to disappoint my fans. They're all very excited about the job opportunities I have lined up. I've received lots and lots of supportive fan mail from people they want me to fail in the quiz show segments, so I'll get covered in slime. They sound very excited about it. They sure do. Well, that is the end of today's video, everyone. So thank you everyone for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.